Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to Planet Cryos. Keeping your USB and memory card drives neatly in one place is a must when dealing with multiple drives and to have quick access to them. I want you to stick around to see exactly what I did. All right, so whether you have a whole bunch of USB drives or SD cards, whether they be the regular SD cards or the micro SD cards, you need a place to store these. You could have other cards associated with it. I don't. Maybe they make some nice holders for them or storage compartments that you can put on your desk or in your drawer. This is one thing that was starting to get a little annoying to me because I'd be constantly fumbling around trying to figure out where they are, where did I put them last, and to have them all in one place is really just a big bonus. And it's just a nice feeling just to be able to reach in the drawer for me or right on the desk to have something to where they're just placed there and you know exactly what they are. On top of all that, I even go as far as labeling them all. That's just a must for me because I deal with a Acronis or a Windows 10 operating system, and I have some utility tools, for instance, like Crystal Disk Info or a monitoring software for the PC. So there's a few different things that I have different ones for. So that I label them in addition to all of that. But this, I wanted to bring to your attention. This was my first attempt to solving that problem, and it was an okay attempt, and it lasted for, I'd say, roughly a year. So about a year ago, this is when I got this, maybe a little bit longer than a year ago. It's, I don't know the dimensions of it, but it's this big on camera. Maybe about, I would say about 8 inches going across here and about 6 going across there. And it's got a zipper. It's a semi-hard case, but it's still soft. But it protects everything that you got in there. USB drives don't need a lot of protection other than from basically water or something like that or extreme heat. But you open it up and this is what I got. So I got everything organized, labeled, and I got my M.2 drives, one being SATA M.2 and the other one being NVMe, and a couple of cables to support those. And this also has a little zipper pouch here, and it's kind of see-through, and I just keep a few things in there that I really don't use at all, but I figured why not throw them in there. Now, I used to keep, in addition to this setup, I used to also keep in here my SD cards. And so I used to put all my SD cards in here, but now I got something that's even better. And I'll show you that before I move on to what's going on here. So I got this little guy from Amazon. I will put the link down below. You'll be able to see that. And this holds 4 of each. So it holds, right here, it holds 4 of the regular SD cards. So you get one of these guys. All right. You can put 4 of those in these slots. Then next to that, you do have the regular. Sorry for keep turning around here. Guess I wasn't prepared for this. You got your regular USB drive, and you can stick that in there, and it kind of just stands up in it. And next to that, you would have your USB Type-C right there. And you go one more position over, and those really small thin slots are meant for the micro SD cards. And you can put 4 of those. Now there is another slit over here. Give you a second to guess what that's for. That, I'm sure you could put almost anything in there, and you could probably even put a couple of the micro SD cards in there side by side, maybe 3 of them or 4. But the main purpose, the description picture, is actually for the little thin key for that's like the pin for pushing out your unlike your cell phones. It's got that little pin on the top or something for the micro SD card slot, or the other card, the SIM card, right? So that's the purpose for that. So this just kind of, you know, sits nicely on the desk. I think this was kind of just a neat thing that I bought. I don't think this was much money, at $5 maybe, $10 at the most. And it kind of organizes a few things on top of my desk. I don't really use it too much for USB. So what I do use it for, and I'll show you, is all my SD cards. Now I have this for my GoPro. When I was shooting for the with the GoPro, I got my micro SD card. Goes into a normal size SD card. And you can see it's just slid in there right there. And these sit nicely right in there like that. And I get another one here, and I put it right behind it, and now you got 2 of them, right? So you can have up to 4 of those. Now, what I use it for too, though, is this guy. So this is the SD card reader that I use for these. Now, the bad thing about it is when I put it in here, I can't put it in one of the slots that are close to the other ones because it just doesn't work. It's too wide. So I put this in the rear slot, and I could put 3 of these SD cards in. So that's the downfall of having one of these guys to read these guys. The only other complaint I would have about this is you can see how they're kind of wobbly. It's not a real tight fit. Seems like the SD cards don't move too much, but you get something tall like this, and they kind of move around. It's just because it's not deep enough, and the tolerance for it slipping in isn't tight enough. So they could have done a little bit better job with that, but you know, for the price, it's all right. It doesn't move around too much. It just kind of sits on my desk like so. Now, in addition, my next thing that I wanted to share with you. So this was my first attempt, right? And I wouldn't be even doing this video necessarily if there wasn't a problem with this. And maybe you already saw it. But look at this. I don't remember if I got this from Amazon. If I find I got this from Amazon, I'm going to go through my Amazon purchases. And if I did, I'll put a link to this, but I don't recommend it. This has been indoors the entire time. Why is the glue? It's like, this should have been sewn in my opinion. And it's happening here also. So you get, it's kind of hard to show here. I'm kind of doing this all backwards. So, right there, look at that. So, that's kind of a, you know, I go in this, you know, not like super often, because I'm not like a, you know, a regular technician that goes and uses, I just use all my own stuff. And for that to come apart like that, that's pretty cheap. I gotta say the word, it's pretty cheap. Maxell. It's M-A-X-E-L-L. So whatever this is, don't buy it. So, upgrade time. And this one is roughly the same size. Actually, it's a little smaller. But it can hold probably 2 or 3 times as much, which is relatively exciting in the, you know, nerd tech world. So we got this guy. And I'm going to put a link to this and everything else that I got going on here. We open this up. Immediately we got a soft backing. We got all the little loops that are, you know, the stretchy little loops. Some are I thought yeah, we have a couple of them that are a little smaller. I don't quite know what I would put in those. Maybe a cable or something. But you can see, how this one's pretty big. And then you got one on the end, on the upper and the lower. So we got how many there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 10 on the top. Another 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 8 big ones and 4 small ones on this section. So 10, 8, and then 4. And then look, we have more storage. So we got a zipper pocket right there, a nice zipper pocket. Then we have, looks like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3. So we have another 18 possible storage places for USB devices, cabling, and whatnot. Oh, and what do we have? Another section that has even more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 8 big ones, 4 small ones, and then we have another section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 10. I don't even know what the total is now. But I don't even have enough USBs, even with some, I have a few brand new ones I haven't taken out of the package, but I'm not going to fill this anytime soon. So for that, and so there's no glue that I can foresee in this one. Everything is stitched. We got a nice felted pocket. It's semi like mesh. You can kind of see through it. Kind of looking at the camera all funny here, but you can see through it, so you could possibly see what you're grabbing in there. Zipper quality seems pretty decent on the inside pouch and on the outside. It wasn't that much money. Now I bought this over probably close to a month and a half ago. I haven't had time to make a video, to be honest, and I wanted to get to this, but I wanted to leave all my old stuff so I could show you what was going on. And but this, I mean, it's slightly thicker, not by much, but it is thicker. Well, maybe 1.5 times just as thick. It's definitely bigger. I'm sorry, it's thicker, but the other one was wider. So you can see the difference between the new one and the old one. But they're about the same height. Not well, a little bit shorter. But it's the thickness that is giving me all the space. So I'm going to switch everything over here and give you a little show and tell what it looks like, even though it's going to kind of look like the old version, just a little cleaner. But we'll see how I get it set up. So stick around for just a second. Alright guys, so here's the moment of truth, and here's the final product. Nicey. Looks good. So, I do have to make a couple corrections, because I want to be as transparent as I can on my channel. I don't want to mislead you purposefully. So, with that being said, this upper panel does appear, it may be this one is glued in. So, we'll see how long this one lasts. If it lasts a few years, I'll be happier. But if it only lasts, 6 months to a year like the other one did, we'll see. I just don't want to, there's no sense of spending money on these constantly. It's ridiculous. But anyway, got my screwdriver here for taking apart each one of these M.2 enclosures if I need to use this screwdriver. It's kind of like if I took this somewhere, I didn't have a screwdriver. Otherwise, I use a different screwdriver. It's a little nicer and you get more meat on your hand. Now, with that being said, you see how all these things are open. So in other words, all these elastic bands are open top and bottom. You can slip something through. I did notice on these ones are actually meant for SD cards. So I could get rid of the desktop one. I don't have a purpose to. I don't even have enough to fill all these, but you could put some miniaturized USB thumb drives in these if you wanted. But these are pockets, right? So these don't go all the way through. They're just pockets. So you get all those for SD cards if you had them. Now on this side, you do have some more options for USB slip through all the way through. And I did forget to mention you have this mesh pocket here. No zipper, just a mesh. So you get all those. You do have the zipper pocket. I don't need to use it in this incident. I'm hoping this is also probably a test and a trial to see how long these elastic bands last, because I am stretching, especially this one, pretty good, right to its max, and we'll see how long these last. But other than that, I'm fairly happy with it, and it's even got a little handle on it. Look at that. You can carry it around like a little purse. So, yeah, so, that was a, fairly quick and easy video I wanted to share with you. I figured if you're looking for something and you're not scuffling through drawers and tables and under papers and whatever other kind of junk that you have on your desk or wherever, just to find a USB or your SD cards, this was a great, excellent option. I don't remember the exact price of it, but it wasn't that expensive to justify not buying it compared to having the option to keeping everything neat, organized, straight to the point, access it quick. But that is it for me, guys, and thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. I know it's at the end of the video, but hopefully you stayed through the video to watch everything. And don't forget to share the content, subscribe, and hit that like button just to let me know that from another fellow YouTuber, or you just, can appreciate somebody being on camera and just talking. Whether they're correct all the time, who knows? But that is just the way it is. I enjoy doing this. So hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to share the content. And till next time, guys, take care.